Man, the van does not have. The van's got some blind spots that are a little. Well, they sketch me out, plain and simple. Like driving around in basically that thing, you know? But a little teeny tiny version of it. It's the little one. I love it. It's sweet. It's pretty slick out today. Um, let's get right into it. We got some big topics to cover today, okay? I love picking fights. I really do. It's just like, it's in my nature. I think it's because I'm a ginger, right? I don't know. It could be because my grandpa's Native American. And it could be because my other grandpa's Irish. I'm not sure. I just love picking fights, though. I got a huge dent in my head. Next time I shave my head, I'll show you guys. It's probably messed up my personality. That you can't take a brain injury like that and be normal, right? So, anyways, long story short, driving past a guy I used to work with, it's pretty funny. He almost ran me off the road. And that right there, okay, is actually going to kick us off into today's subject. Stockholm Syndrome. Does anybody know what Stockholm Syndrome is? I don't technically know what Stockholm Syndrome is, but if I were to just give it to you in like layman's terms, it's this. You're like afraid to move on, and you start to love your captor. So when does loyalty end and Stockholm Syndrome begin? I've never really been able to draw that line, really, honestly. And for the longest time, I was super proud of my work history. That I worked 7 years here, and 4 years here, and 4 years here, and 4 years here, and then I became a licensed journeyman at the same company, that I did my apprenticeship with, and I worked there for 7.5 years. And then after I became a licensed journeyman, I don't know, just the gravity of that nobody really cares just hit me on the chin. I mean, just like I've been just walking around with a broken jaw, not able to talk, just dumbfounded at how vicious people actually are to each other. And man, I like, that's how I became an alcoholic. Like I felt so betrayed by the brotherhood that doesn't exist in the world. And I would hear it from these people on the job sites, like, oh, we're in this together, we're in this together, we're in this together. And I would think to myself, the fuck we are. I'm the only one in the crawl space. Like, I'm crawling around in people's fucking chew spit and piss corner, and like, I'm not trying to sound gross or go off on the deep end here. I'm really not. I'm just like, for the longest time, I had the mentality that, like, you're gonna share your coffin alone and nobody cares. So you gotta be your own person, and I don't know, it never really worked out good for me. I always felt more alone after adopting that mentality than I did trying to use that kind of mentality as a tool to get me through the world. So I know it's bizarre to think of it in those terms, but like what I was searching for when I made this channel was my quest, Brandon's quest, some sort of place to belong. That being said, now it's going to kick us right into the next topic. Stick with me a second. Do I enjoy my new union job? I love it. I really do. There's big focus on just being efficient and getting stuff done, but at the same time, there's a big focus on the human person. just, for me, that's a strange concept. I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like, my boss called me last week and he's like, your hours look a little light. Do you, do you want to add some for the drive, for the parts? Like, what do you got here? And I'm like, no, I mean, I went to the job and I didn't have what I needed, so I just erased the time card. Like, he's like, well, I can't, I mean, you're there. And I'm like, yeah, I understand, but I didn't have what I needed. I'm used to, I was expecting to get my ass chewed. I'll be honest with you. That's like that was the Stockholm syndrome part of it. Like, I was, oh, I fucked up. Oh my God, I can't even charge them. Oh, I'm a fucking loser. Like, you know what I mean? I'm a licensed plumber, but I've worked for people that have treated me like a worthless fucking dog for so many years that, like, I've gotten to the point now where it's like, I'm just so ready to pick a fight. I don't even I'm just yeah, that's something I need to fix. I know that. I know it's true because I'm jaded about watching this portion of Montana get chopped up and sold to billionaires. It's this area of Montana is really, really starting to tank as far as, federalizing and nationalizing a couple of counties in Montana. And what do I mean by that? Well, Madison, Gallatin, and Park counties just get overrun during hunting season by everybody in the world. And I mean, frankly, like, these are difficult areas to survive in the winter. It can be exhausting. I had a wheel bearing erupt and I was trying to fix it, and it was 30 below out one weekend and windy. I got buried in a blizzard. I'm in my driveway, buried in a blizzard, and I had to give up because I just couldn't keep track of all the parts, and then sabotaged by the in-laws. And then just, and it's just, I don't know, man. Like, I don't have a network. I have no network. And so that was my seeking a sense of belonging, Yeah. Somebody said to me the other day, well, it's lonely at the top. Like, I don't feel like I'm at the top. I really don't. Here's a funny aspect is, like, I have millionaires and billionaires that seek me out to plumb their house, but they want to do it through some company or this, that, and the other, and I'm like, me, I want to make money. I don't want to just be a tool. I want to put my kids into a nice school. I want to send my kids to college. I want to buy my kids new shoes. I want to not have my wife's car get repossessed. And I mean, that was my fault. I went to work for a company out of Arkansas that came here to Montana to stab in high density housing. I mean, of course, I should have read the writing on the wall. They only give two shits about money. They don't give a F about the human person. And that was the deal, honest to God. I've never worked anywhere where they tried to require 510s. Yeah, whatever, man. Read the state law. So, I don't know, maybe things are different in Arkansas and that's how it goes down there, but here, not so much. And so that brings up the next topic, the union thing. Man, I love the union deal. I really do. somebody's trying to fight for right to work here in Montana, and all I've ever heard is that right to work sucks, right to work sucks, right to work sucks. If you don't think that right to work sucks, drive the Idaho roads on Sunday after a blizzard, or just the Idaho roads in general. And I don't even know what that means because I've never been to Idaho. I literally have never been to Idaho. No, that's not true. I've been to Salt Lake City, so you have to pass through Idaho. I passed through it on the interstate. I've never actually been to Idaho. Anyways, point being, what happens when you don't have union and you have right to work is that you end up with a bunch of unqualified shitbags working for half of the going rate of what it takes to perform that trade. Do you understand what I mean by that? Well, it means this. Like, if I'm going to start my own plumbing business, I cannot do service work or unplanned plumbing work for anything less than $250 an hour. Otherwise, I will lose money. I'll lose money on the insurance. I'll lose money on the tools. I'll lose money on the truck. And I tried to explain that to somebody over and over and over all winter, and they just kept, there was a couple guys that just, they're still trying to hit me up, and I'm like, dude, bro, back up. I joined the union. I do not do side jobs anymore. Here's the thing, right? You tried to push me into a financial position where I would work as cheap as the dirty, filthy, south of the border invaders. No, because I live here and I have a mortgage in Montana and I understand what it's going to take in order to be successful here. So, do I love the union? Damn Skippy.